Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Global Freedom Conversations Live. Happy and blessed Monday for those who are on Monday, and happy and blessed Tuesday for those who are on Tuesday. So let's find out what is our topic for today.
Welcome to Global Freedom Conversations Live. Our topic for today is one decision that changed everything.
Yes, thank you, Gladys. Yeah, so that's our topic for today. But before we dive into our topic, let us introduce ourselves. So, hi, everyone. My name is Sandy. I'm originally from Panama, but currently reside in Surrey, British Columbia, Canada. I also work in the movie industry, and I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sylvia. I'm originally from Zambia and now live in Canada. I'm a mom and a grandmother of five. I've worked in the hospitality industry in management for over 25 years, and now I'm a proud digital owner.
Hello, everyone. My name is Gladys. I'm originally from Mexico. I live in Texas. I'm a pediatric nurse and a mom of three girls. And I've been doing nursing for the last 6 years. And I'm a proud digital business owner and mentor.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anna Toure. I'm originally from Senegal, West Africa, but I'm currently living here in USA, state of North Carolina. I'm a stay-at-home mom and my wife also, and a proud digital business owner. Thank you.
Hello, hi. My name is Maimuna Diallo. I'm a digital marketing strategist and content creator.
Sorry, I think we lost Maimuna for a moment. So some technical problems. Um, okay, so let's move on to our topic for today. Anna?
Sorry, I was muted. So, welcome to our Global Freedom Conversation. And today, our topic is one decision that changed everything. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. So welcome back to another episode of the Global Freedom Conversations Live. And happy and blessed Monday for those on Monday. Happy and blessed Tuesday for those who are on Tuesday. So this month, our theme is turning points. So we're going to explore the moments that quietly change the direction of our lives, not because everything changed overnight, but because one decision led to another. So today's conversation invite us to reflect on those moments, the conversations we almost didn't have, and the opportunity we almost ignored. And also those decisions that we almost postponed. So, for that, we're going to be exploring 6 reminders that show how one decision can change everything. So, let's find out what are those decisions.
Yes, today's points. The first one is every turning point begins with a decision. The next one, growth usually starts outside our comfort zone. And the third one conversation can change your direction. Fourth one, turning points often requires faith and patience. The next one is every experience prepares you for the next chapter. And our last one will be your decision today may inspire someone else tomorrow.
Thank you, Gladys. Those are the points we're going to be talking today. So, let's dive into our first point. So, every journey begins with a decision. So, every turning point begins with a decision. So every meaningful journey begins with a decision. Before there is progress, success, or any growth, there is a moment when we choose to take that first step. So the interesting part here is that confidence usually doesn't come first. More often, confidence grows after we decide to move forward. And the other truth is that we rarely see the entire path ahead. If we waited until we had every answer, or many of us would never begin. But instead, real growth happens when we are willing to make one intentional choice, even with some uncertainty. So, even though we don't know what lies ahead for us, those small decisions may not seem significant at the time, but over weeks, months, and even years, they can completely change the direction of our lives. And I can relate to this personally. After spending more than 25 years in the film industry, I reached a point where I wanted something different. My parents were getting older. I wanted more flexibility and I wanted to be more present with the people I love. Then in 2023, my industry faced a major slowdown. I had a decision to make: wait and hope for things that will return to normal, or start learning something new. Well, I chose to take the first step. I didn't know everything about the digital world. I had never built an online business or created content or used many of the tools I use today. But that one decision opened the door to learning new skills, meeting people from around the world, growing personally, and helping others do the same. So maybe you're facing a decision today. It may not seem like a big one, but remember that many extraordinary journeys begin with one ordinary choice, and that is to move forward. So, as today's reflection reminds us, your future often begins with one decision made today. So, the message for you is: don't underestimate the power of intentional choice, because the decision you make today could become the turning point that opens new opportunities, strengthens your confidence, and changes the direction of your future. So that's what I wanted to share with these points. And now let's move on to the next point.
The next point is comfortable doesn't always mean fulfilling. New experience help you grow. Challenging develop resilience. Learning happening when we try something different. Courage grow through action. Every turning point requires willingness to step forward. The life you want may be begin just beyond the comfort you outgrow. Grow often begin with comfort end. Thank you.
Thank you, Maimona. So, Maimona talk about growth usually starts outside our comfort zone. And just like Maimona mentioned, when we go out of our comfort zone, every new challenge that we embrace help us to build that courage, help us to have that resilience, and also help us to open the door to new possibilities. So um, we have to embrace that growth, when we step out of the comfort zone. Okay, so let's move on to the next point.
Thank you. The next one is one conversation can change your direction. I have a question for our audience today. Have you ever had a conversation that stayed with you long after it ended? Sometimes the right conversation comes at exactly the right moment. It might not solve everything, we not solve every problem instantly, but it can give us a new perspective, fresh ideas, or the encouragement we need to take the next step. When we listen with an open mind, we create space to learn. Every person we meet has different experiences, lessons, and insight that can help us grow. Even asking a simple question can open the door to knowledge we didn't have before. Encouragement often comes through people. A kind word, a honest advice, or someone believing in us can help us see possibility we hadn't considered. That's why the people we choose to spend time with matter. Relationship influence how we think, the decisions we make, and the decision we take. Many life-changing opportunities begin with a simple conversation. A mentor, a friend, a family member, or someone we just met away may share something that inspires to learn new skills, pursue a dream, or make a positive change. So the reflection for this is sometimes one conversation becomes the beginning of a new chapter. Take a moment to think about a conversation that positively impacted your life. What did you learn from it? And how did it shape your journey? And lastly, the takeaway for this top point is stay open to conversations that help you grow. You never know which conversation will inspire you for your next step or lead you toward a brighter future. The willing to listen, ask thoughtfully questions, and learn from others. Grow often begins with a simple conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. So Anna talk about one conversation can change your direction. Just like Anna mentioned, when you find the right person, or you have the right question or the right perspective um, of during that conversation, right? That can inspire those new possibilities and is able also to open those doors to a completely new chapter in your life. So sometimes that one conversation can make a huge impact for our lives. All right, so let's move on to the next point. So the next point is turning points often require faith and patience. One of the hardest part of any turning point is that we usually can't see the whole picture. We naturally want certainty before we take action, but life doesn't always work that way. Many of the most meaningful journeys begin with a step of faith, followed by patience, and as we continue learning, growing, and trusting the process. So, progress rarely happens overnight. There are seasons when it feels like nothing is changing, but often the most important growth is happening beneath the surface. Just like a tree develops strong roots before we see it grow taller. We also develop new skills, stronger character, and greater resilience before the results become visible. I've experienced this in my own life. After my career in the film industry, I made the decision to learn something completely new. I didn't know exactly what the future would look like. I didn't have all the answers, and there were moments when I questioned whether I was on the right path. But I kept learning, showing up consistently, and trusting that each small step was preparing me for something bigger. Looking back now, I can see that those seasons of uncertainty were also seasons of growth. They taught me patience, strengthened my faith, and gave me skills I use every day. Many of you may be in a similar season right now. Maybe you're working towards a goal but haven't seen the results yet. But don't let the lack of immediate results convince you that nothing is happening. Keep learning, keep growing, keep taking the next step. Sometimes the breakthrough comes after a season of a quiet preparation. So, as today's reflection reminds us, you don't have to see the whole staircase to take the first step. So, here is the message for you guys: faith and patience help us continue when certainty isn't available. Because when we keep moving forward with purpose, today's small faithful steps often become tomorrow's greatest turning points. So that's what I want to share for this point. So now let's move on to the next one.
Yes. The next point is every experience prepares you for the next chapter. Sometimes we look at difficult seasons and wonder, why am I going through this? But the truth is nothing we go through is wasted. Every challenge teaches us something. It builds resilience, wisdom, patience, or compassion. Even the setbacks can become some of our greatest teachers if we're willing to learn from them. When I look back at my own journey, I can see how experiences that didn't make sense at that time were actually preparing me for opportunities I couldn't see yet. The lessons I learned through those seasons helped me shape who I am today. So growth doesn't only happen during our victories. It also happens during the struggles, the waiting, and the moments when we have to keep moving forward without knowing exactly what's ahead. So instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Maybe we can start asking, what is this experience teaching me? And the reflection for today will be life has a way of preparing us before we understand why. And the takeaway is every experience can become preparation for what's next. Thank you.
Thank you, Gladys. So Gladys talked about every experience prepares you for the next chapter. Because every success, every setback, and every lesson adds wisdom. Just like Gladys one mentioning about, the mistakes, they're not actually something negative. They're actually something positive because you learn something out of it, right? It depends how you look at it. Also, every experience helps you to build those resilience, and also it keeps you with all this for the future opportunities that you will encounter in the future. So every experience prepares you for the next chapter. All right, so let's move on to the next point.
Okay, the final point. Your decision today may inspire someone else's tomorrow. Our choices influence more than just our own lives. Sorry, getting a bit confused here. So the topic is your decision today may inspire someone else's tomorrow. When I decided to take the leap of faith and start my own digital business, it wasn't just about creating an income or an extra income. It was about choosing time, freedom, and making more memories with family and building a secure future on my own terms. But what I quickly realized is that our choices always influence far more than just our own lives. As they say, courage encourages courage. So when we choose to share our story, the honest moments, the turning points, and the brave steps, we create a real hope for someone else who might be watching quietly on the side. Leadership isn't just about being perfect. It's simply by leading by example. And this reflects so much in my past because I worked in hospitality for over 25 years in all different angles. And still today, some of my staff would phone and say, how did you do that? And thank you. Today I'm doing this because you taught me that. And so leadership is also setting by example, and I feel so proud to know that someone learned from me at that time and has become somebody because of me. And you don't think of it at the time, but now when I reflect and I think, gosh, that's actually helped somebody. So your decision to step up today might be the exact spark of encouragement another person needs to take in their lives today. So the reflection and takeaway of today is, and I love this reflection, the decision that changes your life may also change someone else's. So as we wrap up today with that point, here is my takeaway challenge for all of us. Live in a way that encourages others to believe in new possibilities. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and back to you, Sandy.
Thank you, Sylvia. So Sylvia talked about your decision today may inspire someone else's tomorrow. So just like Sylvia mentioned, when you have that, when you show that courage, that example, or that willingness to grow, you give that hope to someone else that is watching you. Just as the example that Sylvia mentioned, you help them, to build that confidence that, like they say, like, well, if she was able to do it, so can I. So, and they start believing, in those possibilities, and they decided to take it on their own, you know, by seeing your example. So you are that inspiration to someone else by taking that decision today. So now let's see what is our key takeaway.
All right. Our key takeaway for today is today's conversation reminds us that turning points rarely announce themselves. They often look like ordinary moments, a conversation, a decision, a new beginning. Looking back, we realize that those moments changed it for more than we imagined. As we reflect on as you reflect on your own journey this week, remember, you don't need every answer before taking the next step. Sometimes all you need is the courage to make an intentional decision because one decision can truly change everything. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. So yeah, so that's our key takeaway for this topic. And what is our reflective question for our audience?
Take a few minutes today to reflect on this question. What is one decision you've made that changed the direction of your life? And if you're standing at a crossroads today, ask yourself, what small decision could become my next turning point? And please comment if you can.
Thank you, Sylvia. Okay, so we have arrived to the end of our life. So we hope so that what we shared today, one decision that changed everything. It will inspire what we shared today. We do have a comment here from Yolanda Kimura Boris. He say, hello, watching from Murrieta, California. Thank you, Yolanda. Thank you for watching and thank you for your comment and for your like emoji. We also have a like emoji from Chadlak Sponda. So thank you so much for your like emoji. So going back to concluding our topic for today, today we talk about one decision that changed everything. So we share six examples of that, how you make an impact when you take that one decision. So we hope so that you got inspired what we shared today. And remember that every turning point begins with one courageous decision. So trust the process, keep moving forward with faith and patience, because the choice you make today may not only change your future, but it also may inspire someone else to change there as well. So that's how we're going to be concluding this topic for today. And now let's find out what is our topic for next Monday.
So next Monday, the best advice is almost in your.
Yes, thank you, Maimona. So that's the topic for next Monday. So it will be a conversation about wisdom, teachability, and how advice that didn't make sense at first sometimes becomes the lesson that changes our lives. So that's a very interesting topic for next Monday. So don't miss it. We'll be here to sharing more about that. So we want to say thank you to everyone that has watched the live with us today. For those catching the replay, thank you so much. And to our followers, thank you so much for being part of our journey, for believing in us, and for engaging with our content. We want to wish everyone a happy and blessed Monday for those who are on Monday, and a happy and blessed Tuesday for those who are on Tuesday, and a happy and blessed week ahead for everyone. So, thank you again for being here, and we'll see you again in our next episode of the Global Freedom Conversations Live. Thank you, everyone. God bless you all, and thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.